And we have breaking news tonight. The Senate has reached a deal on the stimulus bill with a vote expected in days. Now, the bill is expected to come in anywhere between $780 billion and $827 billion of your hard-earned dollars. And it includes 42% tax cuts, 58% in brand new government spending. That's without interest. Now, for more reaction, we are joined by the author of the New York Times bestseller, Guilty. Ann Coulter is with us. Ann, welcome back. Thanks for being with us.
Thank you. Good to be here. Not such good news tonight, though.
Well, I'm sure you have a lot of praise tonight for Olympia Snowe and Susan Collins and Arlen Specter, who apparently made this bill happen.
Yes, and I wonder what they were promised. We'll get lots of those. What did you say? The golf frisbee courses in Maine and Pennsylvania.
Yeah. Oh, look, this is what's the madness is here. As the American people, Ann, discovered what was actually in this bill,
yep,
they were rejecting it in droves. So,
yes.
So what I don't understand, with all the bad nominees and the tax cheats and closing down Gitmo and weakening our defenses, Barack Obama, in a little over 2 weeks, was, as Victor Davis Hanson said, on the verge of an implosion. Why would the Republicans help him bail him out here?
And that's why he went on TV and started claiming we were going to go in the Great Depression if we didn't pass this massive socialist bill. I am once again awed by the wisdom of the American people. A week ago, this bill had like 80% support. As of today, it's 37% support. And I don't think anybody's read the whole bill. It's twice the size of War and Peace. But people just find out more and more what is in this bill, and support for it is collapsing. So Obama goes on TV and said the world will explode. We must pass it instantly. Knocks off a couple of the stupidest, literally a couple of the stupidest, most traitorous Republicans. And I'm normally very optimistic about the future of America, but I really think this is something we may not be able to come back from. Look at what happened in states like California, where I am now. Once enough people are working for the government, they keep voting to keep themselves in their jobs. Well, how long can that last?
Well,
the government doesn't do anything. It doesn't make money. You're paying for all these government jobs, and this isn't even like an FDR, make work jobs, or as the Democrats put it, shovel ready. This isn't jobs that building bridges and building or digging ditches. This is just a massive transfer of money to the government, to state, local, and federal government. We're going to have a lot more government bureaucrats. That's what we're going to have.
Well, and look, I say it's the end of capitalism as we know it, Bill, or the European Socialist Act of 2009. It is the single largest transfer of assets and power to the federal government from the private sector. So the question is, now that we're going to spend all of this money, because I don't have any doubt in conference, because the numbers are very close between the House and Senate versions, that they're going to come to consensus. You got 3 Republicans that have gone along with this, and only 3 apparently. What does it mean for America as we know it? In other words, we used to believe in liberty and freedom and capitalism and risk and reward, and now it's the government paying for frisbee parks and more. What does it mean for our economy?
It means we're going to be a third-rate country. I mean, I suppose Republicans could come roaring back in 2 years and repeal a lot of this, but people don't vote themselves out of jobs. Look at what happened in California. Gray Davis was recalled from office because California was going bankrupt. Democrats keep buying votes by giving government workers and government unions, and it's preposterous, by the way, for a government worker to have a union. The whole point of a union is it's, the little guy against the big bad capitalist. Well, if your employer is the government, it doesn't make any sense. You have these huge public service sector unions, and they vote for themselves more and more benefits, jobs, pensions. They sit around not working and get full salary, retiring at age 52. And you can never get rid of it. Even Arnold Schwarzenegger couldn't get rid of it. That's what we're going to have for all of America now. We're going to be a third-rate country. I mean, Japan tried it, and if the Japanese can't pull it off, as Charles Murray has pointed out, they do have higher IQs. If they can't pull off this kind of spending your way into an economic recovery, then we certainly can. And by the way, most recessions last 18 months. We would be out of this in another 6 months if the government did nothing. This is going to wreck America.
First of all, the Congressional Budget Office analysis suggests the very thing that you just said, number one, that we would get out of it, and that this is going to make things worse in the long run. So So they're not even listening to their own estimates, their own economists, and those people that have studied the number, which is frightening. So, Ann Coulter, congratulations on the success of the book. We appreciate you being with us tonight. Thanks very much. And we're going to have a lot more on this breaking